I met a woman named Margaret last month at a community center. She was 73 years old, and she told me something that broke my heart. She said, "I claimed my Social Security at 62, because I thought I should take it while I could. Now I'm getting $1,400 a month. My friend Susan waited until 70. She gets $2,500. We worked similar jobs our whole lives." Margaret had made a decision in 5 minutes that cost her over $250,000. And here's the thing, she's not alone. Every single day, thousands of people make Social Security, claiming decisions that they can never undo. So today, I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to know to avoid Margaret's mistake. We're gonna talk about maximizing your benefits, the rules nobody tells you about, and the strategies that could literally change your retirement. Stick with me, because what you learn in the next 12 minutes could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Look, I get it. Social Security feels complicated. You've probably heard a dozen different opinions from friends, family members, maybe even financial advisors who don't really specialize in this stuff. But here's the reality. For most Americans, Social Security is the biggest asset you have. Not your house, not your savings account. Your Social Security benefit over a 30-year retirement is probably worth somewhere between $500,000 and $700,000. Think about that for a second. Would you walk into a car dealership and buy the first car you saw without doing any research? Of course not. But people make Social Security decisions worth 10 times more than a car, without understanding what they're doing. So let's fix that right now. First thing you need to know, when you were born actually determines everything. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. If you were born between 55 and 59, it's somewhere between 66 and 67. And if you were born before 1955, it's 66. Write that down, your full retirement age, because everything we're going to talk about revolves around that number. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can claim Social Security as early as 62, and a lot of people do. In fact, it's the most popular claiming age. But here's what they don't understand. When you claim at 62 instead of your full retirement age, you're accepting a 30% cut, permanently, for the rest of your life. That check never catches up. Let me paint you a picture. Let's say your full benefit at 67 is $2,000 a month. Sounds pretty good, right? But if you claim at 62, you're getting about $1,400. That's $600 less every single month. Now multiply that by 12 months. That's $7,200 less per year. Over 20 years? That's $144,000 you just left on the table. But wait, you're probably thinking, yeah, but I got those extra 5 years of payments from 62 to 67. Doesn't that make up for it? Great question. And that's where the break-even analysis comes in. If you run the numbers, you typically break even around age 78 to 80. So if you live past 80, which most of us will, claiming early costs you serious money. I know what some of you are thinking. But what if I don't make it to 80? And look, that's a valid concern, especially if you have health issues or a family history of shorter lifespans. In that case, claiming earlier might make sense. But here's what most people don't consider. We're living longer than ever. A healthy 65-year-old today has a pretty good chance of making it into their mid-80s or even 90s. And wouldn't you rather have more money when you're 85 than run out when you need it most? Now let me tell you about the flip side. The strategy that wealthy people use but nobody talks about. For every year you wait past your full retirement age up to age 70, your benefit goes up 8%. That's not 8% total. That's 8% per year. It's like getting a guaranteed 8% return on your money, and in today's world, you're not finding that anywhere else. So using that same example, if your benefit is $2,000 at 67, and you wait until 70, you're now getting around $2,480 a month. That's almost $500 more every single month than your full retirement age benefit. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert worked as a teacher for 35 years. His wife Linda was a nurse. They sat down when Robert turned 66 and made a plan. Robert waited until 70 to claim. Linda claimed her own benefit at 67. When Robert hit 70 and started getting his checks, it was $2,800 a month. Now Robert's 82. He's been collecting that higher benefit for 12 years. That extra 8% per year he got by waiting? It's put an additional $50,000 in their pocket. And if he lives to 90, which his doctor says is likely, that number jumps to over $100,000. But here's the real kicker. When Robert eventually passes away, Linda gets to keep the higher benefit. So that decision to wait protected both of them. Speaking of spouses, this is huge. If you're married, you cannot make Social Security decisions in a vacuum. Here's what you need to know. Even if you never worked a day in your life, or you earned very little, you can claim up to 50% of your spouse's benefit. That's called a spousal benefit. So let's say your spouse's full benefit is $3,000. You can get $1,500, even if your own work record would only give you $800. Now here's the strategy. In most marriages, one person earned more than the other, right? Maybe one of you stayed home with kids for a few years, or worked part-time. or just had a lower paying career. The smart play is this. The lower earner might claim their own benefit earlier, maybe at 65 or 66. The higher earner waits until 70. That maximizes the big benefit and protects the surviving spouse later. Because here's what happens when one of you dies. The surviving spouse doesn't get both checks. You get the higher of the two. So if one of you is getting $3,000 and the other is getting $1,500, when one passes away, the survivor gets $3,000, not $4,500, $3,000. This is why it's so important for the higher earner to maximize their benefit. You're not just planning for your retirement, you're planning for the day when one of you is alone. And if you're divorced? After a 10-year marriage, you can still claim on your ex-spouse's record. They don't even need to know. You just need to be 62 or older and currently unmarried. That's a benefit a lot of people don't realize they have. Alright, let me share the mistakes I see over and over again. Mistake number 1. Claiming early because you're afraid Social Security is going away. Look, I understand the concern. But Social Security isn't going broke. Even in the worst case scenarios, it'll pay out around 70 to 80% of benefits. Claiming early because you're scared is like selling your stocks during a market dip. It locks in a loss. Mistake number 2. Not checking your earnings record.
Go to ssa.gov right now.
Create an account. Look at your earnings history. I've seen cases where employers didn't report earnings correctly, and that person lost thousands in benefits because they didn't catch it. Mistake number 3. Ignoring the earnings test. If you claim before your full retirement age and you're still working, Social Security takes back $1 for every $2 you earn. Over about $22,000. A lot of people don't know this. They claim at 62. Keep working, and then get angry when Social Security withholds their checks. Mistake number 4. Not thinking about taxes. Depending on your other income, up to 85% of your Social Security can be taxable. This surprises people. They think Social Security is tax-free. It's not always. Mistake number 5. Making the decision alone. Your spouse, your financial situation, your health, it all matters. This isn't a decision you make in the Social Security office on a whim. And mistake number 6, the biggest one, not understanding that this decision is essentially permanent. After 12 months, you can't change your mind. You're locked in. So here's exactly what you need to do today. Step 1.
Go to ssa.gov.
Create your My Social Security account. Look at your earnings record. Look at your benefit estimates at different ages. Step 2. Think honestly about your health. How's your family history? Are you active? Do you have chronic conditions? This matters for your claiming decision. Step 3. Look at your whole financial picture. Do you have savings you can live on while you delay Social Security? Do you have a pension? Can you work part-time? Step 4. If you're married, sit down together. Talk through scenarios. What if one of you passes away at 75? At 85? At 95? Run the numbers. Step 5. Consider talking to a financial advisor who specializes in Social Security. Not just any financial advisor. Someone who really knows the ins and outs of claiming strategies. And step 6. Don't rush. Just because you can claim at 62 doesn't mean you should. This is probably the biggest financial decision of your retirement. Remember Margaret from the beginning of this video? After our conversation, she told me she wished someone had explained all this before she claimed. She said she made her decision based on what her neighbor did, and she's been regretting it ever since. Don't be Margaret. You've worked your whole life for this benefit. You've paid into the system for decades. You deserve to make the smartest decision possible. For most healthy people, waiting is the right move. The math just works. But even if you need to claim earlier, at least, now you're making an informed choice. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who's getting close to retirement age. This information could change someone's life. Thanks for watching, and here's to a retirement where you're getting every dollar you deserve. See you in the next video.